Norman Brown, he identified himself as the supervisor, as it were, of the development. So he is essentially the person with superintendence of it. And we saw that there was a particular gentleman who is the contractor. Because as you know, whenever we have construction going on, you have a point person who makes sure that, boy, the guys are doing what they ought to be doing. So that person is
cement mix right.
There you go. And then the person like Norman Brown is the man who ensure that the materials are being, acquired. Cement come in, sand come in, that kind of thing.
Let's talk about Norman.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Norman, as you went there. Norman Brown is also a shareholder in Estate Bridge. He's also the chairman of the UDC.
Yes.
And he's the chairman of Lord, I keep mixing up
the other entity is the Housing Agency of Jamaica, HAJ.
Thank you very much. He's also business partner of the Prime Minister. And based on the IC report, and I take you back to a brother called Mr. Barnett from the NWC. He went on, they put him on leave because of a similar infraction. Do you think Mr. Brown should be put on leave from the UDC and the Housing Corporation of Jamaica because of this infraction?
So my response to you is 3 letters, 1 word. 2 letters rather, 1 word. No. And I'll tell you why. The Mark Barnett case is fundamentally different in material and fundamental respects from this 2 Wycliffe Close, Beverly Hills development with which Norman Brown is associated. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Norman Brown had Mark Barnett rather of NWC fame had a development approval where he was approved to do X units and he did Y units. Come to Norman Brown. He has a development approval where approval was given to, among other things, undertake 2-bedroom units with some other, at least a multifunction room was there and some ancillary spaces. So whereas there is no contest where the infraction on the part of Mark Barnett is concerned, right? There's no contest as to the infraction.
Right.
Notwithstanding the Integrity Commission's report, there is a dispute and a contest in relation to the Beverly Hills development because whilst the Director of Investigations at the Integrity Commission contends that when he visited the construction site in Beverly Hills, he saw 4 rooms under construction. I don't know how at a point. So just, exactly 4 bedrooms. So just to be clear, I don't know how that person makes a determination and concludes definitively whilst construction is ongoing that he has observed 4 bedrooms. And the truth of the matter is that what the Director of Investigations at the IC asserts conflicts with what the competent authority, SHACKA, in this case asserts. So just for the benefit of the listeners and viewers, the fundamental difference is that it was the KSAMC in the case of this gentleman, Mark Barnett of NWC fame, that had determined their internal systems had determined that there was a breach, there was a violation of what was approved in terms of the development approval. In the case of Norman Brown, the KSAMC has confirmed, and indeed, based on correspondence, as I understand it, that has been supplied and provided to the developers up at Beverly Hills as recently as November of 2024, there is a confirmation that what is situated up at Beverly Hills are 2-bedroom structures. So you see, we can speculate, people can engage in conjecture, and people can sit on their respective verandas and engage in rumor mongering and so on. But the KSAMC, my friend, is the competent authority. Say again?
What if the KSAMC comes now and agree with the IC that there are 4 bedrooms?
That is if we were living in a fantasy world, but we don't live in a fantasy world. We live in a real Jamaica where competent men and women are employed to
get lost, you reckless bastard!
To the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, as they are competent men and women, SHACKA, employed to the Portland Municipal Corporation. And you would have vowed to join them and serve as a counselor. You would have been working with an engineer and building officers and so on, whom I am sure you would have reposed confidence in. Yes, until and unless those persons would have given you reason to believe otherwise.
With the people at the KSMC in Kingston.
All right, cool. So let us just come back to the point I'm making before.
Yeah, no, I could go on at KSMC yet.
Because what I'm saying, I would wish to conclude on that point and then come back to the other question or a follow-up question. So just to be clear, the KSMC.
Hold on, Mr. Morgan. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. The ungodly are not so. They are like a shaft which the wind driveth away. Yeah, and we don't really spend time talking about the ungodly. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Yeah, man. Portland Spice TV, one of its kind. YouTube channel set up to promote the beautiful parish of Portland. Yeah, that's one of our primary responsibility. We also set up to bring information to educate our nation. Yeah, man. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. So we're asking this morning, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, we're asking you please to subscribe. And if you know people who would love this kind of information, send them a link. Ask them to subscribe to the channel, because we are on our way to 3,000. We want to get there as quick as possible and then launch the mission to 4,000 subscribers. My people, this morning is a morning where a lot of news break over the week. Paula Llewellyn is back as DPP. DPP Paula Llewellyn is back, my people. Can you believe it? Yes, the appeal court said that she, according to law, she can continue to be the director of public prosecution. That's big news. So finally the GLP get a win in the court. Finally they get a win. I don't know if the PNP is going to appeal it and take it to the Privy Council, because that is also an option. However, September next year, she would be 65, so she would have to go. So let's see what happened on that one. But one of the active things that is happening is that the Jamaican economy is in tatters. The Jamaican economy is in tatters. My professor, me name him Professor, Ralston Iman, he says that the Jamaican economy right now is in a recession. And we are going to be talking to him this morning. This morning, the 21st day of December. We're going to be talking to Ralston Iman. So send out the link, call up some people, like up the video, and get ready, because we're going to bring him on in very short time. The KSMC also said that they found breaches at the location to Clifton Close. That's it. They have found breaches, and I don't understand some people. The KSMC said that the walls in the picture of the Integrity Commission report, when they went there, those walls were hit out. So I guess what happened is that the man them correct the breach. Them realize that they were in trouble and them lick out the wall them. It's a simple thing. Some me not understand some people are jump up and I go on like people are idiot. Eh? Me not understand. Some people are going like say, people are idiot. You realize you get caught. You lick out the wall them. Put that to rest. So, Jamaica, we have to look now and see where we're going. But the important thing to me is the economy. Christmas is a coming. The goose them maga. No goose now get no fat. Problem in the house. I see even Sister Dana begging people to go shop with the vendors them downtown. Basil, Israel. Send me the number for an economist now. Or if you want me to call you, send me a number. I will call you and talk to you. You see, it's not everybody run well like Nigel Clark. Nigel Clark is not a patriotic Jamaican. I don't know if you heard the interview I did with Dr. Omar Davis. The IMF wanted Dr. Davis. Yeah? The IMF wanted Dr. Davis. Dr. Davis, a patriotic Jamaican and a statesman, did not take up the offer to go to the IMF. The IMF wanted Dr. Peter Phillips. Him never take up the offer to go to the IMF. You understand what I say? When you're a patriotic Jamaican, when you hold a job like Minister of Finance and Prime Minister, even if the other jobs have more money, they don't carry the prestige where your country Prime Minister or the Finance Minister of your country carry. You understand? And let me tell you something, Basil. None uno butu can't test Ralston Iman. Ralston Iman is the greatest financial commentator this side of the hemisphere. The greatest. I mean, tell you that because Ralston no wait for things to happen. If tell you say them are going to happen. Yeah? Ralston did tell you that what Nigel Clark was doing would mash up the country. See, right now we don't have no roads. Right now we don't have no JUTC, no bus. Because, you know, no wonder if some people are idiot or clown when this government had jump up about they buy 100 bus. Fools. You don't know why the government had to buy 100 bus one time? Because for many years they did not buy one and allow the JUTC to run down. 2016, JUTC was rolling out 460 buses. How much they're rolling out now? You set at Jumbies. 240. That's why when you go to Kingston now, you can't move around. Gridlock in the city because of the incompetence of this government. Careful how you chat to me. When I don't come over here, so because some man see me pet up Marlon Morgan one morning and I allow him for chatting garbage. But when you invite people as your guests, you give them some latitude to speak. Yeah? And I gave Marlon some latitude to speak. And people who would have sense would realize. I had on one next one, Stephen Williams, Tuesday night. And him chat one bag of tripe. And I allowed him to chat him tripe. Yeah? I allowed him to chat him tripe. Ralston said Nigel couldn't find 40 billion. He found 60. How him find the 60, fool? Him borrow it. Him forward sell the money that we're supposed to make from Norman Manley International Airport. But call me now, Basil. 8047072. Call me, man. I make we hear the tribe coming out of your mouth. Call me. Yeah? Ring me up and chat to me. Because we don't have no facts in a man. We don't have no facts. You understand what I say? And it's facts we are deal with round here. May I give you a little time to call up some people, you know. Send out the link because we have Ralston Iman in a short while talking about the Jamaican economy. And bring somebody to come challenge Ralston. Bring somebody. Then Basil, you never hear the Prime Minister say, when investors are buy bond, a cheap investment and foolish investment, how much bonds the government float over the last month? Jamaica is bankrupt. We don't have no money. Don't have no money. But I'm glad you're over here this morning, Basil, so you can learn some things. Get your pen and get your paper. Because the best is going to be on Portland Spice TV in a few minutes. Get your pen, Basil. Get your paper. Because we're going to bring on the professor. The man who can tell you what is happening in the economy right now. The man who can tell you what is going to happen based on the data. It's not gut feelings them man they talk. When you look on the road now, the amount of sellers where you see. Everybody. Next year, people will see the real truth of the economy. Doesn't look pretty. Ryan, them people don't understand. I'm going to put up your post. Because them don't understand. When a man, you see, me remember, you know, when the GLP in 2016 come out and say, them are going to increase the tax threshold to 1.5. Revenue neutral. And right now, that's the part of the promise that they don't speak about. Revenue neutral, them did say them are going to do it. Ralston Iman did tell them, say it not possible. What did it cost Jamaica? $34 billion in taxes. Remember, you know, my GLP friends, this present tax system that is bringing in the money to the government coffers was designed and put in place by Portia Simpson Miller, Peter Phillips, and Mark Golden. Remember that. So, now if you understand the thing. But it's class time. It's class time. Class time, get ready, my people. Because we are going for the teacher. We're going for the teacher. So, all I want to Clarkians. I mean, I know how few of you manage this. Oh, where you say, Carol, is university time? Tell them, get them book, put on a thing per record. I will call me from group call ya. I don't care do that this time. I don't forget say, I sat them on in this. I don't care do that this Saturday morning. I don't forget. Me say, get on a pen, get on a paper, put on a device and record, because it is time to teach. Yeah, man, who have ears, let them hear. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. Because on a Saturday morning, we take it as a part of our responsibility to inform objective Jamaicans, to inform patriotic Jamaicans, people who put Jamaica first. Yeah? When I talk about the people them where once a for them party I do it, it's all right. Morning, Wayne Global, big up yourself. Welcome to the space. We're not talking about people who once a for them party I run, them comfortable. We are talking about people who are looking out for the best for Jamaica. That is where the thing is at, you know. Jamaica first. Yeah? Jamaica is first. Anything else come after. We're taking care of this country. We cannot put politics before Jamaica. You may be able to do that. Yeah? But our thing is about putting Jamaica first. So when Jamaica economy is in problem, we are in problem. The biggest talk is that crime, murders are down. But Jesus Christ, we're gone, what, 60 odd from the month of December start? And then, how can you be comfortable when Jamaica I was one of the big things that the government was saying that we were going to use this to assist the police. And I thank the Minister of Security for his honesty. When him come out and tell us that most of the camera them now work. How could that be? You set up the cameras, but you not set up nobody to maintain them. You not set up a company, you know, give a company the work, a whole heap of youth about the place. We can deal with cameras, whole heap of youth. But when I tell you, say this government don't invest in our people, they want to give our people cheap jobs. Job where I pay them minimum wage. Yeah? Job where I pay them nothing. And then what? But if you have people at work and can't take care of them family, what is sense? What is sense you work and can't pay your bills? What the sense? Whether idiot I say? Well, let me see what idiot I say. Hold on there. Ralston given the talking point that the debt moved from 2 to 2.3 trillion, but don't say that the GDP grew by almost double from 1 point. The gross domestic product grew by almost double from 1.3 to 1.3 to 3.39 trillion in 8 years. Very impressive. What does that do for us? Tell me. Tell me what does that do for us, Basil? Call me, no man. Call me and tell me what that do. Me want to hear from you what that do. You see, you have some things, you know, where people talk about when don't make no sense. You understand? Like GDP. The debt to GDP is almost at 70%. But does that help the people of Jamaica? Does that help? No, man, you are put a point forward, you know. You put a point forward. You must give us the significance of the point. You know, I just put point forward and not tell you what's significant that do, you know, brother. We want to hear what that do and how that benefit the people of Jamaica. Because like the low debt to GDP right now, which is one of the things we want to run pan, but that now benefit the people of Jamaica. 80 have a lower debt to GDP than we, you know. And I suffer. The country's GDP's gross domestic product. It means what it is that you are manufacturing. What is it that is your product that you use to bring in money? Right? So debt to what you are earning. So when we talk about debt to GDP, is the debt how much you owe people to your gross domestic product, to how much you are earn. You understand? So you bring down the debt and say you earn this higher than the debt. But what is happening is that really you're not exporting to bring in the foreign exchange. So you mix that now with your import versus your export, because it's your export that brings in the US dollars that you need to buy oil. So our oil bill now is higher. Just the oil bill alone is 10% higher than what we are exporting. And to buy oil is US dollars you need. So countries like Trinidad, like Saudi Arabia, like Kuwait, we have a low debt to GDP. For them, debt to GDP in a single digit. But what the difference with those countries is that those countries have oil. Them are produce something big where the country want. So for them, gross domestic product is very high. You understand? So our gross domestic product really don't mean much if we're not exporting to get the US dollars so as to buy the things that we need. I trying to get Ralston on, you know, so that him can explain in more finer details to the item. Because me are not the economist. Me understand it, but Ralston teach it. So I am a student of Ralston Iman. Me is a student. You understand? So don't be fooled by some people who just throw out some numbers. Because look at it this way. If the Jamaican economy was doing so well, like the GLP is purporting it to be, why is it that we're mopping up liquidity every week with floating bonds? Because you know what we are saying to our business people? A lot of our business people invest in US dollars. We are saying to them, don't bother buying no US dollars. Invest in Jamaican paper. Yeah? The government float a bond and say we are give 6.5 or 7% upon it. So invest your money here, so instead of put on the pressure upon the dollar by buying US. Yeah, man. All of the countries have high GDP, but they are looking after their people. All right, so America debt to GDP is about 120%. Yeah? China debt to GDP is over 200%. You hear me? This side of the hemisphere, Trinidad have a very low debt to GDP. But again, I said to you, Trinidad have oil. So Trinidad is exporting oil and earning US. Yeah? 80 have a lower debt to GDP than Jamaica. But 80 can't get no money for borrow. Now hear this. Why Nigel Clark and the GLP try to bring down the debt to GDP is to get more money to borrow. Now you can't run a country that way, Basil. You can't run a country by depending on borrowing. You have to run the country on production. And when I want you tell me, Basil, is the production plan that this government has put in place. Here, Basil now, low debt allow more Jamaicans to borrow. That's what I just said. To borrow at a favorable rate and spur investment in their dreams. Listen to me, brother. The country must grow on production. A country shouldn't be growing and borrowing. Yeah? Shouldn't be growing and borrowing, brother. It is production that we need. Production is what now will move the country with a strong economy and a resilient economy. When you are making money, you can't continue to borrow from Peter to pay Paul. So we owe the IMF, let's say, 200 billion. But we need to go borrow from the World Bank at a cheaper rate to pay the IMF. Or we float bonds to borrow from Jamaicans to pay the debt. But when we pay that debt, then we still owe. And that is why, Basil, in 2016, Jamaica owe $2 trillion. But with Nigel Clark bringing down debt to GDP, we still owe now 2.3 trillion. So we owe more because there's no way borrowing can solve the problem. And one of the biggest failure of this government is their failure to deal with production. All right, let me see what Everton has say. I glimpse on some on a message till me get Ralston. Colin, if GDP double in 8 years, the economy must increase by an average of at least 12.5% per year. From 2016 till now, the highest the economy has grown. No, they never grow. We have never grown 3%, brother. We have never gotten to 2% growth. You understand? Don't be fooled by the comeback after COVID. The comeback after COVID is not growth in its real sense. That was the bounce back period where, remember, when COVID came, we dropped way down. Everything declined. So it's that rebound. But in real terms, this government has never achieved 2% growth in their 8 or 9 years. Never. So Everton, you read the thing. You're reading the thing, brother. And I hope Basil see your message and realize that it no work that way there. This government has failed to produce or to be deliberate about production. And in fact, by this government action, production has slowed down. The Prime Minister now come and admit that the traffic gridlock on the bad road is costing us production time. Whose fault is that? Their fault. Well, this question here, I have to ask Basil that. What happened to 4? No, it's 5 in 4, you know. Is the other way around, North Star? Is the other way around? It's not 5, it's not 4 in 5. It's 5% in 4 years. That's what they said they were going to grow the economy by. You understand? Economy cannot grow without any serious increase in capital from education, not recurring expense. People are the ultimate asset of any country. Make a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense. Yeah, man. 5 in 4. That was the promise. And a man like Michael Leachin lost his reputation. And that lost his reputation because he was one of the person who were standing by that. The pivot, Basil, I like this. If we were doing so well, madman Basil, why we need to pivot? I mean, you need to go check your dictionary and see what pivot mean. Check your dictionary, brother, and see what pivot mean. So if the economy was doing as well as you are saying, why would we need to pivot? In fact, Bobby Montague say, we need to change course. Darrell Vaz say, we're going in the wrong direction. Let me tell you something. The next PNP administration, because people keep saying, PNP must tell you know what is it that we are going to do, how we're going to grow the economy. And every Saturday morning I come on this program, I remind them that I am a part of the People's National Party. I don't hide my affiliation. I tell you, say on this channel, what we talk is truth, unadulterated truth. And if we make a mistake, we're not afraid to come back and say we make a mistake. Because we don't claim to be the reservoir of all information. Okay? Now, we tell you about the orange economy. That is one of the things that we are going to use to grow the Jamaican economy. Because until them start drill that oil where a lot of us believe Jamaica have in our area, culture is Jamaica's oil. So we are going to invest in our creatives. Yeah? And I've been talking about this for many years now. And that's how I'm sure that the government will listen to my program. Yeah, a whole heap of things me talk and them come do it after. But the finer details of the orange economy, they don't understand. The finer details, they don't understand. So we are going to invest heavily in the orange economy. That's the culture and the creative industry, sports, entertainment, education. We are going to invest heavily in it. And we are going to start to export culture. Oh, Christopher, I tell him, I don't know, Christopher, I'm sure I look what pivot mean by now. That's what I want to tell him what pivot mean. But as I said, we are going to export culture. We are going to package our culture and export it. And that will make our export pass import. Yeah? We are going to start export more than what we are importing. And that will fix the Jamaican economy. We are going to be deliberate about agriculture. Yeah? Deliberate about investing in agriculture, giving our farmers opportunity. Let me tell you something. Everybody is talking now that the economy is declining. We're not seeing any growth. And we're having serious issues. I don't know why we're not getting through to Ralston this morning. Don't know why we're not getting through to my professor this morning. Spoke to him last night. Everything was in place for the show this morning. Just sending him a message. Sending him a message. Obviously, something must come up. I'm not getting him yet. All right, so the message deliver. So we're still waiting to join Ralstonheim. And in the meantime, we can take your calls, 804-7072. You can call me straight or you can call me on WhatsApp. Now for you will realize that we're not in the studio this morning. We're not in the studio this morning. Yeah, man. But
yeah, man. I hear you lament the fact that the former Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark, took up a job with the IMF. And although that job might be paying him more money, the fact that you're a finance minister for a country is a far more prestigious job.
yes.
And also, former ministers of finance was offered the same IMF post, and none of them took it up. But I just want to say, apart from the prestige that the Minister of Finance is, my thing, in addition to that, is serving your country is the biggest honors a person could have when you serve your country. And to know that people elected him to even serve them, because he had constituents as well, because people had to vote for him to be in the position that he is. And when he turned his back on his country for money, one wonders if his mentality is that of a mercenary, quite frankly, and not looking at the bigger picture and how his absence might hurt the country. So I just put that out to you. Just saying that apart from prestige, is an honor when you serve your country, especially in the capacity of a Minister of Finance.
Yes, sir. That is a fact. That is a fact. That being a Minister of Finance, being the Prime Minister, being a Minister of Government is an honor to serve in those capacity. And that's why I say Nigel Clark is not a patriotic Jamaican. Yeah? Because if it was money, the man also increase his salary. Remember that. Him increase his salary. Big. So therefore, money was a part of the issue. And leaving for the IMF is money. Money. And that's why I ask people every day, can you trust the present Prime Minister? Because the present Prime Minister, he made a statement about people who get rich on the backs of Jamaican. But Prime Minister, when you make that statement, I understand you were pointing at some people. But I don't know where they do with your big finger when you make that statement there. What did you do with your big finger while making that statement, Mr. Prime Minister? Because that big finger came right back at you. Yeah, right back at you. You came into politics for empty. Prime Minister Andrew Wallace, you came into politics with your tank empty. No, your tank full. Yeah, man. Your tank full. And yeah, we know Nigel is an accountant, not a visionary. But the Prime Minister tank full right now and running over. And therefore, sometime when I listen to the Prime Minister talk, I wonder if he's talking about himself. Because you can't match up with a Mark Golding Prime Minister. You cannot match up with a Mark Golding. Mark Jefferson Golding come into politics with him tank full. Full tank him come to politics with. And the only thing we can do now is give him the opportunity to serve, because him say he want to serve. Him say he have some expertise that the country can use. And the expertise come with result, because him come with him tank full. So why him is showing you that, listen, without politics, I full my tank. I am going to use the same skills that I used to full my tank outside of politics, to full Jamaica's tank. It's Jamaica tank Marka come for full enough. You understand what I say? So, my people, make us start wise up and look on the real situation. What is the real situation? In 2016, Basil, a pound of chicken cost $100. A pound of chicken meat in 2016 was 100 Jamaican dollars. A pound of chicken in December 2024 is $390. That is a 290% increase. And we say we attack truth, the whole truth. So in 2016, when a pound of chicken cost $100, minimum wage was $6,500. Pound of chicken, $100. Minimum wage, $6,500. Today, December 2024, minimum wage is $15,000. 150% increase. Just a level it off. It not reach there so. But I'm giving them that. So they have increased minimum wage by 150%. But the pound of chicken is $390. That has been increased by 290%. Hello? So the chicken gone up by 140% more than what your minimum wage come up by. Simple mathematics, Basil. Watch this. Here, Basil again. I see report say Mark Golding make more money from Brogard than from his investment. Is Brogard raise Marky G pay? You know? Marky G never raise him pay. Is Brogard raise it? Plus Marky G give away some of it. So, your point not really connect. Talk to me about what I just tell you. Cost of living is up by over 300%, while minimum wage only go up by less than 150%. Yeah. Trouble in the house. Real trouble in the house of Jamaica. Yeah, man. I'm still trying to get the professor, Ralston Iman, on the line. Still trying to get him. Don't know what happening this morning. Don't think Ralston sleep late. He's not a man who sleep late. But something make this morning. We hear the PSOJ and the private sector organization now making the call. We have to go deal with it, yes, but through the people that wait for you still. You sure you can't give me 5 minutes? Let me call you straight though, because straight give you a better connection. All right. So I just talked to Ralston. I'm going to call him straight. I'm not going to be able to stay with you as he would have normally stay. So we're going to just chat to him for just clear up a couple of things where this brother Basil bring up one year Ralston deal with that aspect of that thing there. All right, hold on for me. Hold on for me, Ralston. All right. Make we bring in Ralston Iman for a short period. Him up on the road. So we're going to bring him in for a short period. And then we're going to bring him back Tuesday night. So we can get a longer time with him. But just to clear up some of them quick. Ralston, morning.
Morning, sir.
How you do?
Yeah, man, we're good.
All right, the people them eager to hear you. Because from I tell them, say, come on, you know, say, the channel full up. All right. Our brother give you an argument earlier. He say, you always tell we say, the debt increased from 2 trillion to 2.3 trillion. But you never tell us that GDP grew from, what him say, 1 trillion to nearly 8 trillion.
I'm on this matter. GDP at 3.289 trillion. So tell him.
All right. Hold on. But it grew from what? 1 trillion?
Yeah, man, to 3.28 trillion. So tell him to revisit him.
No, that's what. No, I mean mix up in figures. It grew from 1 trillion to 3 trillion. What is the importance of that?
Yeah.
What is the importance of that? Explain that to my listeners.
Importance of what?
The growth of the GDP.
Yeah, well, hold on. When we talk about GDP, we talk about nominal GDP. So debt moved from nominal GDP. When we talk about growth, we talk about real GDP. Real GDP are still less than $1 trillion.
Still less than $1 trillion.
Yeah. So what do I measure growth? We measure real GDP. What do I measure debt? The debt is measured on nominal GDP.
Okay.
GDP nominal is GDP before adjustment for inflation. GDP real is GDP after adjustment for inflation. So we need to get it right. And the debt is measured on GDP nominal.
So what was the GDP nominal 2016?
$1.9 trillion.
And the GDP nominal?
Real GDP was $760 billion.
What is real GDP now?
Real GDP now is almost $1 trillion.
So it just grew by about 300 billion.
Yeah, man. Marginal real GDP growth I get 1%, 2%, 0.8%, and it declined now by 2.8%.
So it dropped back now because of that decline where we are getting now.
Yeah, precisely. That's what we got in the third quarter, 2.8% down. So for the first quarter, it never grew. Marginally, second quarter, 0.2% flat. And then third quarter, it down by 2.8%.
That is trouble.
Yeah, man.
You are saying...
We're headed for a recession.
We are heading for a recession.
Yeah, man. 2 consecutive quarters decline in real GDP.
When is it that we are going to be in a recession?
Right now, when the month ends, because the fourth quarter ends at the end of this month, and both the BOJ and the PIOJ tell us that the economy is declining.
So at the end of this month, if we don't have growth,
we're not going to have any growth. They already tell us that the economy is going to decline.
So I heard you on your program on Power 106 saying that technically we are in a recession.
We are in a recession. I mean, call it. I'm not afraid to call it.
So you're not even saying technically, you're saying we are in a recession.
Yeah, man. We have the data for back it. We're not talk without data.
But some other people say, no, we have to. But hold on, Ralston, because some people mix up then. Me hear Dennis Strong say, if January we don't have no growth, then we are going to be in a recession. But a quarter don't done January.
A new quarter starts in January. The quarter ends on December 31st. You don't know what I'm talking about.
So,
when they talk to me, don't quote them money. Quote man like Larry Summers and them real economists. Them man just try a thing. Yeah.
All right.
Them man are charlatans. Them man just try something better.
All right. So at the end of December, it would be the second quarter that the economy is in decline.
Decline. Yeah, man.
And 2 quarters of decline means
a recession.
So
anywhere in the world in economics, that is what it means.
2 quarters of decline equals a recession.
And anywhere in the entire world in economics.
That's economics. That's economics 2.5.
Yeah, man.
2 quarters of decline means a recession. What does a recession means for the Jamaican economy?
It means that the economy is in trouble and it needs rehabilitation. So if you notice, all of the 3 private sector leaders yesterday now calling upon the banking system in order to cut the interest rates in order to stimulate the economy. Metro,
continue.
Philip Ramsey, and Sydney Swaits from JMA, PSOJ, all of them know so that we're on the same page.
But how many months you been calling for this?
Precisely, but because I'm ahead of them. Remember, them don't really know anything about economics. They run powerful organizations and everything, but them don't really know anything about economics. So it have to start reaching in them pocket before them can talk it.
And the Bank of Jamaica, what did the Bank of Jamaica do yesterday?
Yeah. The Bank of Jamaica cut the interest rates again yesterday by another 25 basis points. So the rate is now 6% per annum.
How many times have the Bank of Jamaica cut rate in
this
the last year?
This is the fourth cut. Fourth cut now.
Fourth cut since 2024.
Yeah, man.
And the commercial banks have not responded.
Have not responded.
What's going to make it different this time?
Well, we get more pressure from those leaders who had pressure in originally. Now they are putting on more pressure. So the pressure, everybody else will join me. We notice that them join me now. So with more pressure, then they will respond.
So why them take so long to join you, Ralston? Something
because
right.
Them just want to make money for themselves.
Oh, so they benefit.
Yeah, they're not sharing it with the public, which is why the Bank of Jamaica do it, because they want to share it for the public.
Oh, so they make money from not passing on the cut.
Yeah, man, they must take it for themselves. They must hold it for themselves, yeah.
And now that they are now 4 times, they finally calling. You think the bank's going to respond?
Well, they'll have to respond because we have to keep the pressure on them to respond. Because if they never respond, then the economy now will come out of the recession. So they have to respond. We have to get them to respond. Yeah, that is why for months I've been mobilizing pressure. So I'm glad them on the join me now.
Mm-hmm. That will make some sense. How long you expect this recession to last?
Well, it depends. It depends on what is done. So if the banks reduce the rates and people can get money for borrow at affordable rates, then we can expect it to be a short recession. But if they don't respond, and if the Bank of Jamaica continues to take money out of the system in order to stabilize the dollar, and if the government continues to run large primary surpluses and don't invest in the country's infrastructure, then the recession will continue and eventually become a depression. Because remember, the world economy itself is also slowing up. So,
But this recession that Jamaica is in right now, this has not been caused by anything on the global stage.
No, it is caused by government policy.
So all them say the government doing so well?
Well, you have to ask them because you can't be in a recession and doing well. A recession is contrary to doing well. A recession is the next thing to a depression.
All right, some of the things you've been calling for a long time, Ralston, and even in Mark Gould in 2022-2023 budget presentation, he was saying that put an extra $40 billion in the social net to help Jamaican people. They told us that if we did that, the economy would have crashed. We see them doing that now. What is the difference?
They spend billions and billions and billions and billions for that. And we don't see no problem. We end up in a recession. If we had done that earlier, we wouldn't be in this problem now. So it tells us that the people them who talk, they are just charlatans. They don't know what they talk. Because billions have been spent. The budget was increased by $290 billion.
Yeah.
And the bulk of it was for debt service charges, which adds nothing to the economy. But
what do you see coming in the next budget, Ralston? A budget is going to be read, what, March, April? What coming?
that is going to be a very tight budget, an austerity budget, and that is going to affect the economy even more.
You think they're going to read that budget before they call the election?
Well, I don't know. Because the Prime Minister said he'll do it in full term. So, yeah, I think they're going to read another budget. That is why them coming with all of these goodies right now, because the budget is going to be an austerity one. So, they might try to give as much as them can give it right now.
You're on the road, Ralston, so we're not going to keep you long. But, I'm saying you're on the road, so we're not going to keep you long. We're going to bring you back Tuesday night. But,
right.
Ralston, you, as a man looking at the figures, looking at the datas, you told us a number of things would happen, and they have happened. Now, we see the economy in a recession. We see we have bad roads. Do they have the money to do the Sparks program? They said the first phase is 20 billion.
Well, they have the first amount. They have the first 20 billion. They don't know where the next 20 billion will come from.
So they have the first.
Remember, I said the first 20 billion will come out of the receivables for themselves from Norman Man International Airport.
Right.
They don't know where the other 20 billion will come from.
So we expect to see some roads fixed and all that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Do we see any problem with our debt payment, our payment of salary to run the country? We see any problems with those in the future?
No, man. No, they might pay the debt faster than projected for us. So if Duncan was sensible, I tell him to slow the rate of debt reduction so that you can pay the other bills. Because the debt, paying down the debt, slowing down the economy. Yeah. If you pay the other bills, fix the roads them and pay the workers them properly, those things will become stimulus to the economy. So you want the people on TV and say, boy, I'm not want to the people them this year, them not buy nothing. Yeah. Because we have to take all of the money and pay the debt and service the people them properly, as well as the Bank of Jamaica take the money out of the system to stabilize the dollar rather than exporting and importing less.
Two more questions before we go. Remittance is one of our biggest foreign exchange earner. How that look?
They are slowing down.
How bad?
Up to no, they are down by about 1% in up to August.
Tourism.
And yeah, they dropped from 24% of GDP to 17% of GDP. So when we have COVID, they were like 24% of GDP. They are now down to 17% of GDP. And with the policy from Trump, they're likely to decline even further. So we can't rely on that. We need to start earning some more money, producing and earning money.
What about the tourism sector?
Tourism earnings are flat. Then the minister, everybody not tell them on the tourism earnings flat, man.
So trouble
tourism earnings are flat.
So trouble there.
Yeah, man. Right. And Trump's policies are going to make those things worse because the American people are going to get poorer under Trump, and then the mass deportations and all those things will affect the remittance flows. Inflation is going to be high in the U.S. That's why the Fed said after this cut yesterday and Wednesday that they did, there's unlikely to be many more cuts next year. In fact, themselves, there's only 2. Yeah.
What about the Jamaica, the U.S. economy going on a lockdown?
Yeah?
The U.S. economy, is that going to be locked down tonight or tomorrow night?
No, they might find a way out. They might always do that. Yep. They might always do that, man. They might find a way out. As a game that them play, both parties play. You know.
Well, Ralston, here we go on. Tuesday night, we link up and go in more detail. Enjoy your weekend, my brother. And we'll talk Tuesday night. So that's before Christmas. But season greetings. Big up yourself.
Yeah. Bless it. Same to you and the family and the team.
Yeah, man. One love.
Okay. Yeah. Man.
Ralston, I'm on people. I'm on the road, and we appreciate the couple minutes when him give away before Tuesday. But Tuesday night, we're going to bring him back. We're going in a detail. So, Basil, you hear the answer to your question. Nominal growth and real growth. You hear the answer. You see, some people just don't want to hear the truth. Don't want to hear the truth. Let me see that one here. That one I said, truth are the truth. God tell you, he hate. Mark, you might be the on God hate. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't understand your message. But, my people, anytime you hear this man talk, I not just get up and respect people and give people higher rating. So, yeah? Me rate people based on them work. Based on them work. Me a PNP, Ed Bartlett a labor right. But me respect Ed Bartlett based on him work. Now me not say him are the best tourism minister. Me not think so. But he's doing a fair job. If you had 5 more ministers giving it their best, like Ed Bartlett, would have a better country. The agriculture minister, I would have loved chat to him. I would have loved chat to Floyd Green. I heard him yesterday morning on Power 106. And the man said, coming out of Beryl, they spend $1.4 billion. $1.4 billion. But the damage by Beryl was over $6 billion. If this government was serious about growth, then they would have spent about $5 billion to get back the agriculture sector up already, brother. Something wrong with that government here. Yeah, man. God say, Esau, Jacob I love, but Esau I hate. Something like that. I know that quote in the Bible. I know it. Morning, Denise. How you do? This government, for the last 9 years, have not showed me one move to increase production in this country. That's where they have failed miserably. Miserably. Not one move they have showed me. I'm going to open the phone line. I will take your call. I will invite the GLP troll them to call and come with some sensible argument. Because I like telling you, most of you right now, me see you as traitor. Most labor right now. Me see you as traitor. Basil, you is a traitor because me realize you understand the thing. Because when argument take you this morning, me see you draw for the pivot. And when me see you draw for the pivot, me realize you understand. So Basil, for you to continue to support this GLP administration, you are a traitor to your country. Straight up. Because you see say it now work. It now work. Political party seek power to better the country. Not to better themselves. Not for the leaders to get rich on the backs of poor Jamaica. Yeah? And that is what is happening right now in this country. Our leaders are getting rich on the backs of the Jamaican people. Nothing is in it for the Jamaican people. No, man, Basil, you are worse than the field slaves, You are a house slave. That's why you're defending the master. You're defending the slave master that makes you a house slave. You are the kind of slaves that beat the average slave. You understand? So, you know the truth and you hide it. So you will be flagged with many stripes, my brother. How can you understand the economy like you do and still defend a government where after 8 years have failed to put one policy in place to push growth production in this country? They take up $11.4 billion and give it away instead of put that $11.4 billion in an investment. Put some in agriculture. Put some in the culture and the creative industry. You don't understand it. Call up SHACKA fame and say, come here. You say you're a patriotic Jamaican. We hear you talk, we can make $30 billion US annually. Tell we how we can do it and we will do it. Them not about country. Them about themselves. We need leaders who are interested in growing Jamaica. Next point I want to address this morning. I want to address Dr. Dana Morris and the finance minister, Favor Williams. I hear you come out and talking about $3 trillion not missing. I want to challenge you this morning because I am going to make a definitive statement and tell you, Dr. Dana Morris, what's your name? Dr. Dana Morris Dixon and the Honorable Favor Williams. I am going to tell you that 1% of that $3 trillion is missing. 1% of the $3 trillion is missing. Not all of it. 1% of $3 trillion is 30 billion. $30 billion is missing out of it. Me, Colin Bell, said that. Prove me wrong. Because if we go by some of the NGOs, they are saying that we're losing $100 billion annually to corruption. But I hear they come out and say the $3 trillion not missing. I mean, don't know if nobody ever said the $3 trillion is missing. Colin, you need to block truth. Block truth. Talking about God 8 mark. I fool that man. This truth, brother. Let me tell you something. Any one of the labor right troll them on the scene at the chat room, we can't pick up the phone and call and make a good argument. I idiot them. Garbage them. Truth, you're not talking no truth. You're not talking no truth. You understand? So I don't know where you come from about truth. Change your name. Change your name. Because you're not talking no truth. You see, Malcolm X said any man who throw his weight behind a political party and that political party control 2/3 of the government and fail to deliver on their promises and you continue to support that political party, you're not just an invalid, but you're a traitor to your country. Truth, you're a traitor. Morning, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, morning.
804-7072. Talk to me.
Morning. Since you're on the issue of the Minister of Finance.
Yes.
I don't know if this question was addressed on your program. Maybe when Ralston comes Tuesday, can I ask him? We all agreed that the increase that the government took earlier this year was outrageous and iniquitous.
Outrageous
right?
and vulgar.
Yeah, iniquitous. No, at the time when they were taking the increase, they said that they paid, I must say, $1 billion for a document.
For the consultant, yes, $1
Yes.
billion to tell them to raise their pay. And I know nobody can see the document. What was in that document?
Thank you very much. So at the time when they took the increase, some media person was asking them for the document to say exactly how that was constructed. And the minister said he could not give the media people because the document was a draft document. So I'm wondering how you can effect the pay increase on a draft document, but you can't publish it to the country. That is one thing.
That is a lie.
When the whole, yes, yeah, man. When the whole furor and the disenchantment with the public sector after they actually made them take theirs under duress when they said that no, it couldn't work. And after they settled, I'm treating them about the back pay, you know. If you don't take it now, well, your back pay will be in the next financial year.
Right.
And the people, because they know them expense, they took it. And shortly thereafter, they announced their scandalous and outrageous increase. I have never heard any increase like this in the entire world. But when they did it, my recollection was the governor of the bank supported it. Said that, yeah, the country had money and therefore they could do it. Now, shortly thereafter, the same governor said to the private sector, be careful of the increase that you will give the staff because it will have an effect on the economy and inflation. So I am saying to myself, just maybe about 4 or 5 months adrift, the governor who had agreed that they could take it. 5 months after he said that, well, boy, I know him urge the private sector. So it's not that the private sector wouldn't have the money, But he's telling them.
Continue, go ahead.
Right, he's telling them that, boy, it will affect inflation and cost of living. No, I mean, that is really dishonest. Then just recently now, Keith Duncan and a guy named Dennis Chung is saying that they should put a cap
on public sector
wages that is coming up in negotiation because what it is going to do to the country's economy. No, the question I'm asking you, sir, if the economy was in such a state, how is it financial wizards never looked down the road and recognize when all of us saw that, recognize that these increases would never really hold out because the economy wasn't doing well enough.
You're a Ralston said it a while.
Yes, I heard, sir.
All of them, the man, they are jumbi them.
But them are genial. Them are just con artists, hands down, my brother. Them not tell the public the truth.
But they don't know it either. They don't know the truth. They don't understand economics. They don't understand it, brother. And that's why, because if your man come on public radio and TV and say some of them things, you realize them reputation get damaged. No, I don't think a man that want damage him reputation if him didn't know better. They don't know no better.
Why? I don't know if it's don't know better and just downright dishonest and deceptive, my brother.
Are them a sing for them dinner?
Them people have consultants and people in various strategic places are draw down big money to tell them things,
Yeah.
So it's just dishonest. It can't. So we are run a country and we have so much consultants in so much areas, and them still come up with something wrong. No, it's not.
But you're the scholar. You're the scholar. The consultants don't make the decisions, The consultant give their view, their opinion, and the minister and the technocrats, they make the decision. Look on a decision like what Christopher Tufton made with Cornwall Regional Hospital. I remember in 2016, him get two opinions, One opinion say lick down the hospital flat and build a new hospital. One say renovate, and him decide to renovate. And the renovation is now costing Jamaica over $20 billion. When him tell us in 2016 that it cost $2.6 billion.
Yeah, I remember. And something, but my face, I will leap up chopping and go on under them circumstances. Money you can't explain.
Me have a friend
You know,
we call refer to the big man as Dr. Chopper.
yes, man. Yeah, and me like endorse that based on what me see. I mean, it just coming like money laundering right in front of our face.
And then
We
you
just
have
see,
and then you have some
the other
people that
day,
defend this. Me not understand the people them where defend
you know,
this.
I can't something in it for them, man. They not care about Jamaica, brother. They not care about Jamaica. So I had said something to one time when I called, talking about the people who represent people should have a basic level of qualification.
You said it, yes.
And you try to convince me, say, no, which in truth and fact, to me, it has some merit.
Yes,
but
it does.
By and large,
I want to
brother,
agree with you. Hold on. I want to agree with you that it has some merit. But here the next problem that I have, because who have more qualification than Christopher Tufton?
Yeah, but sometimes you have qualification.
Hold on. Who have more qualification than a Nigel Clark? But here's the thing when I look on from, remember the discussion, and from me I have the discussion there. So
Yes.
me I think about it. And there's a thing called ability, which is different from qualification. Because you can be qualified for a job, but you don't have the ability to do the job.
Yeah. And there's when you bring Christopher Tufton into the picture, I mean, he's doing a woeful job in a health. But hear this, with all the qualification he has, it doesn't make sense, Mr. Bell, if you put a square peg in a round hole.
No,
with the greatest of respect, so with the greatest of respect to consultants, if a consultant tell you something and you not even understand certain concepts, you can't even ask them a good question. First of all, no, man, you can't do it.
You have a point.
Yeah, you can't do that. You have to just go. Them just push around a wheelchair and until the consultant say you have to go with it. Because you can't query nothing or bring a counterpoint to them because it is out of your depth. You understand?
As me say, that argument from the first morning. It was a morning me have that discussion here. Me remember the discussion.
Saturday morning,
and me I have been struggling with it because me I say, you should have a level of qualification. Yeah. And then me I look at it and me I say, a man with a PhD cost with $20 billion.
No, man. Sometimes you have PhD and sometimes I buy your qualification. So I'm not impressed with that.
But you know Dr. Clark is a Rhodes Scholar. Look what him do to the economy.
Yeah, but you see, if you're a Rhodes Scholar, you don't have no integrity and credibility. That again, it not gonna help you, brother. I'm on call him a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
So regardless of the Rhodes Scholar where you have.
So it come back to my argument. Him have qualification, but him not have no ability.
Well, it depends on the position where you put him in.
Well, that again,
Because what Hyman was saying that he does not fit the position as a financial, as a minister of finance, because he have no ability when it comes to that area.
Let me ask you a question.
Remember, yes, sir.
Can you learn vision?
Boy, that's a good question. I maybe, but normally it have to be something in here to the way you can see, like Michael Manley.
Let me ask you another question. Do you believe that people were born with talent or them learn talent?
Well, to answer that, based on my own observation, it can happen both ways. You can have natural talent and sometimes but I would tend to believe that you have to born with a certain talent, quite frankly.
I don't believe it. I know that you have to born with it and then it is nurtured.
Right. Well, no, me not go fight it because that's my first impression. But the work part of it is that sometimes people can work at them craft.
Yeah, man.
And I'll do it. They're not talented, but if you work hard.
Even when you're born with it, you have to work on it. That's why I'm saying can be nurtured. But if you're not born like a dog can't really climb a straight pole.
Yeah, true.
You understand what I say?
Yeah, man.
But a cat,
A cat, right?
going run up there.
Yeah, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
I just want to say something to you again in closing.
Yeah.
Is that when I look at you and you mention your qualification, you have gone through this thing again on the media.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, if you know what education do for you, why you should have a man who all his qualification is in parliament, is that the people them love him and him popular, and because of that him vote for you. When it comes to making laws and all them things there, how him go participate in a real way with this level of awareness in issues like those? So is not that I say a man without qualification, him can be special, and intelligent. Yes, you have those people.
Yeah.
But by and large, man, you must have people who are represent you and will be lawmakers of a certain minimum level of qualification. Or a counselor, for example, can garner more salary than a nurse or a doctor in today's Jamaica. How could that be?
Me nah go beat a counselor upon that, because brother, if a counselor is doing the work that he's out there to do, him deserve to be paid.
Hold on, stick up in.
A nurse deserve to be paid.
Stick up in, my brother. I am not saying anybody who does the work deserve to be paid, but when you look at the various type of activity that each of them are in, when you look on the value of a nurse, say, or a teacher, for example.
All right, that's
how
what
can
just
people in those vocation get a lesser pay than a counselor?
That's what me just said to you.
That can't be right.
That's what me just said.
Me not say a counselor mustn't get paid.
Me just said
But
to you.
But there's an anomaly there. Yeah.
Just said to you that if you look on it that way, then teacher must get the most money, because the teacher would have taught every single one of us.
All of us. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Who the teacher not
teach?
Who the teacher not teach?
No, the teacher teach everybody, man.
Then that me I say. So if you look if you look on it in another light there, the teacher have to get more pay than everybody else.
No, sir. I may disagree, because there are certain levels of teaching, for argument's sake. And some people end up in a type of position based on what they might do. In other words, if somebody end up, just for argument's sake, to be a rocket scientist and what that entails, you couldn't expect a primary school teacher, even a high school teacher, who would get more money than a rocket scientist.
No,
I mean, yeah. So I am, but understand your concept. But we just want to make the comparison. Since your argument is that if you're a teacher, no, I am not necessarily saying that. But when you look on the vocation, on the job description of, say, a teacher and a counselor, it's like cheese to chalk, quite frankly.
I understand where you go, because you have counselors who can't read,
All right, right. And them, especially the one them over Portland, can, if you give them a $10, them get $75 and $25 which is $100 out of $10.
Listen, me beat that man there too, but me gonna tell you something. That man they have qualification more than most counselors, yeah?
Yeah, but what him say?
No,
if
me
you
understand
couldn't
it.
convince me, yes, and what he says. You couldn't convince me about that. If buying qualification, I buy it.
No, listen. If you listen to that man, I'm going to tell you now, say that man is more qualified than most counselors. That man was a nurse,
Brethren,
he was a police officer.
Publicly. I heard the man publicly.
He just make a fool of himself, man.
The man mad. But even when the interview, I try to catch up on him, he just couldn't see what.
Double down.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
He's an educated idiot. So him have, him have qualification, but him is an idiot. He's an educated fool.
So what I say to you, we need to look on the bigger picture, brother, because it's really heart-rending to see people in a parliament and make laws, and sometimes them can't even read.
Yeah.
It's not good for the country, brother.
Yeah,
it's not good, man. You have to have a level
like my
man.
MP.
Oh, Lord, man. Yeah, man. They're MP, man. All right, my brother. Thanks.
My MP said Port Antonio Hospital have the only baby incubator on this side of the world. Little
I
more.
tell them, you mean the carpet, your carpet MP will lay for your carpet?
Well, she said the carpet then fall up and gone in her bush.
I tell you, man. So, why you look on them issues there? Yeah, man.
Yes, man. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
the call.
accepting the call, brother. Yeah, man.
804-7072. You're listening to Talk to Me live on Portland Spice TV, where we speak the truth, inform the people. You see, it's a discussion that we have to have, though, because you have talented people. And it's something that I really have some serious issue with, especially with Issa. When Issa said a child have to get 40% before they can play football or cricket. And it's something that I totally disagree with, because no child have to be able to play cricket or football before them can do them English exam or them math exam. People are born with talent. God give everybody a talent. And it's not every man that can play football necessarily going to be able to be a scholar. It's not every man that is a scholar that going to be able to play football or cricket. So everybody get their own talent. As somebody just said a while ago, a dog have over 3,000 smell, but him can't climb a tree. Him can't climb a straight pole. You understand? But a cat can run up a straight pole. So everybody have them worth. Like there was a reggae song we say, show of them actor. We play them on a role. You as a director, don't this a soul. So the world balance. The world is balanced. Hags, Donkey said no level. But Hag say I dig it down. So we have to look upon the whole thing. Qualification versus ability. Yeah. And that's why we have a whole heap of problems sometimes in a whole heap of things. People are very qualified academically, but them don't have the ability. So that makes whole heap of difference. Whole lot of difference. Nigel Clark don't have the ability to push production. Neither is Andrew Holness or the entire cabinet. Yeah, man. Morning. 804-7072. Welcome to the show.
SHACKA.
Yes, man. Bless up.
Just listen on your last caller, and you're not talking about qualification. Qualification can run country. You have to select people. You have to do a background check.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have people with integrity.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have criminals that run country.
That is true.
It's society people, they are the biggest criminal in this world right now. I may be honest with you.
Talk to me. May I listen to you?
You have to do background check on people. You can't have a man where mix up in a corruption, gun smuggling, and all of these things and be a deputy prime minister. You can't have a man where you hear say kill picnic in young days and still be minister in the House of Parliament. You have to do background check on people, not qualification. That cannot run country.
But you have to agree, you have to have a level of qualification too.
Not saying no, but what I'm saying
is not no one thing. That.
But SHACKA, SHACKA, the first thing you have to do on people is background check. Anybody involved in a criminality can't be my leader of my country.
Let me tell you something. For the People's National Party to become a candidate, you have to pass an integrity commission interview. So
that's what I'm talking about.
So the party set up an integrity commission that you have to go before them, and they dig deep in your past, in your present, in your finances, in your antecedent, them digging out the whole of that. Lot of questions are asked. So for the People's National Party, I know we do that. I don't know what is done for the Jamaica Labour Party.
But look here. More than 3/4, not saying everyone, I'm not a politician, I don't think about party. We think about who are the well-being people of the country, who decide to represent the people in the best way they can. As I said, I don't really mix up in politics, but right now, I think this administration right now are the worst ever exist. And anybody will support these people, they are just another set of criminal organization too. I mean, just to be honest with you. And what we can understand are when people will come and say people with qualification because you're a lawyer, you're a doctor. No. You have to do background check on these people, man. You can't just take up people and put say you can represent people and you don't know nothing about them. You have to run some background check. If you're involved in a this or whatsoever, stay away. This is just what me say. That's why we can't have a good Jamaica. There's a lot of people overseas right now that want to come back to Jamaica and scared to come back to Jamaica. Now come back to Jamaica. Because what? Too much corruption and too much crime. That are the biggest problem in Jamaica right now.
Yeah, man. Crime and mash you up. The crime and mash you up.
Bad. When it's something that they go sky high triple price and so people now watch that, you know. The corruption and the crime. That's what people running for. And that's all me have to say.
All right, my brother. Respect.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
So, it is important to do the background checks. And as me say, I can speak for the PNP. We have an integrity commission panel that every candidate has to face. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That call a while ago, I agree with him totally. And when I mention qualification, that is just one of the attributes. All the others that he mentioned, I am totally for it. So, you know, there's no issue about that. You have to have integrity, credibility, background check, all of that. So I hope you never misunderstand what I was saying.
No, man, I don't
qualification, it just added
is one of the
dimension. Yes, sir. So I just want to make it clear to the caller that I am not saying that all the other attributes that he mentioned, that a person shouldn't have it. And no, I'm not saying it. I agree with the caller actually. But just that qualification would enhance that person and all of the other attributes. All right, my boss.
Yeah,
cool.
man. Yeah, man. Respect. Let me tell you something. Whole heap of people in our politics, very educated, highly educated. But a whole heap of them not talented. You understand? So you have some people in the parliament where supposed to be office workers. Because, like the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people will perish. And as I asked the caller earlier, if you can learn vision, or can you teach vision? Those are gifts from the Almighty. Yeah. A gift them that you get from God. So you have some people who are born to lead. Because just like me asked about talent, let me see this message here. Part of the qualification of being an officer of government is the integrity of the person. Qualification should not be limited to the academic alone, but should also include the non-academic. And that brings me to the argument I just put on the table. Leaders are born. Leaders are born. And when you're born as a leader, somebody nurture you and teach you some of the things where you're supposed to know. But if you're not a born leader, and you get leadership, you're going to lead the people them down the wrong road. You understand what I say? So right now we have some people who are not a born leader. Them just get in some position and they are leading. And that's why them can't make good decisions. That's why when the consultant them give you their opinion, you take the wrong opinion. Yeah? Go read your Bible. The Bible tell you about leaders. And what kind of attributes the leader supposed to have. And how God guide the leader. Yes, Colleen. Leaders are born, they are not made. So Michael Manley, you could have seen it as a born leader. Born leader, born to lead, and got an opportunity to lead. And when you're born to lead, your road is not going to be easy. Because as a born leader with vision, you're going to talk things and people not going to like you. And even Jesus Christ in the book of Matthew tells you that a prophet is not without honor, but in his own town and in his own home. Because the people who you grew up with find it difficult to accept your talent and your skill. Even when you look on artists in Jamaica, DJs and singers, most of the time they have to left out of them community, and go a different place to get the kind of respect. Because when you stand up for truths and rights, because remember now, a leader don't normally make popular decisions, The decisions made by leaders are sometimes not popular. Because everybody can see far into the future. You understand what I say? So therefore, the problem is when a man look further than you, and you see the glamour and the glitter right here, and a man tell us, say, yo, that man here offer you $10,000, but if you allow the offer you, go and develop your craft. Within another year, you can make 10 million. And I tell people all the while to watch the movie with Serena Williams and Venus Williams. I don't remember the movie name. And the fact that Venus' father, when he got the first offer from, I think it was Nike or one of them shoes company, and him turned down the offer, the manager get mad. How can you turn down the offer? And just like how Nigel Clark had threatened the workers of this country that if we don't take the increase now, whatever going to happen, the shoes company told them before the match that if them not take the offer what them give them now, them not give them the offer. Venus Williams played the match and lost and got a bigger offer after the match still. So it tells you that Venus' father was seeing further for his daughter than the manager with a whole heap of experience. So we have to understand. There's also another thing where we also need to understand. That people who are not used to money, when them get in a money position, them are going to grab money. Andrew Holness never used to money. When Andrew Holness became prime, going to politics, the man broke, never have no money. You understand? Vis-a-vis a Mark Golding, we're going to politics with a whole heap of money. So Mark Golding used to money. But also, don't get me wrong now. You have people who are not used to money who are born leaders who, even though they don't have a whole heap of money, but their mentality given by the Almighty is like them have a whole heap of money already. So money still not going to frighten them. So them all go in there like a Michael Manley and not grab money for themselves, but accept what them are earn and work for the people. So we have to understand all of them dynamics here. Looking at our country, who manage our country and how our country is being managed. Because we talk about politicians grabbing for scarce benefits and spoils. But grabbing for scarce benefits and spoils in our rich country, the benefits should not be scarce. But because of a lack of vision, thank you, Sam, the movie named King Richard. Yes, Sam, thank you. King Richard. Those of you who have never seen the movie, go watch it. It gives you an idea of not grabbing after $10 because the future of $10 billion for you. And if you grab the $10 now, you're not going to get the 10 billion. Understand it. Well, Jamaica first, it is going to be of utmost importance because the country is not in a good economic place. So it's going to be of utmost importance that when the PNP form the next government, that the books are audited. And if you've been listening to this program, you would have been hearing me saying that the country needs a forensic audit. It needs a forensic audit. Must get one, because the picture that has been painted by this administration is a facade. Not real. Not real. You think you're going to run away? 804-7072. We're taking your calls this morning. We just had a short interview with Ralston Iman, but as he said, Tuesday night, he's going to come back to us and give us some good time where we're going to talk about the economy of the country. That is Christmas Eve. Yeah, me used to work in right through Christmas, you know. So Christmas Eve, we are going to be on talking about Jamaica. Chris, how Barbados, brother? How is Barbados? Christopher Campbell out of Barbados. Barbados is a place I like, you know. I've been to Barbados quite a few times. Nice place. And I love Mio Matley. I met Mio once. We went down to Barbados for reggae on the hill before Mio Matley became prime minister. I think the campaign was on. Taros Riley brought her on stage. Morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Bell.
How are you doing?
As you talk about leaders are born, the Bible will tell you that.
Yeah, man.
Right? And we look at the history of our political leader. Is one leader we see born for that purpose. It's Michael Manley. Because he moved the entire nation life into a first world.
Well, Manley was a man before his time, and it's just that a lot of people never see the vision that he was pointing out to us. And then you know, when you're a leader, people are come to destroy you too, you know.
Do you remember him say, grow?
Eat what you grow.
Eat what you grow.
And grow what you eat.
But the Bible tells you about that now. In the days of famine. That's what the Bible means now. When you talk about famine. So I just said this man was before his time. Right? Because if we really stick to those principles, you know where our economy would be?
Yeah, but you see, it was people from Jamaica that destroyed the plans of Michael Manley. Aligned themselves
for their selfish greed.
Aligned
for
themselves
their selfish greed
with the CIA to bring down Michael Manley.
And we going to tell you, with the economy of the world going to take place. Everybody have to start farming in backyard. That's from now.
But you see, my brother, I'm gonna tell you something. And one of my disappointment, which I have many disappointment with this administration, but one of the disappointment I have is that they didn't learn anything from COVID-19. When COVID-19 came about, shipping was affected big time, where even the rental of a container to pack stuff to send to Jamaica moved from about $2,000 to about $20,000. The food wasn't coming. And you'd have thought that every government would have realized that, listen, once we can produce to feed ourselves, we need to now be deliberate about that. To date, this government has not made those deliberate moves to shore up our food security. That's one of my big disappointments.
Because we are imported more than what we need. Some of the things we don't need them. Because most of the stuff that we get, they are killing off the nation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have chicken for years and months and in a refrigerator. It's time for us to teach our children. For them are 6, give them a 2 chicken and a goat to raise.
Yes.
And tell them in our backyard and give them some little flower spot and say plant 2 callaloo and this into it. Teach them.
Talk to me.
That's the way we going to come out of this mess.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start feed ourselves, eat what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of the oxtail and those things out of our mind. Go back to the rivers and catch perch, fish, and those things.
Yeah. And we have to stop people from poisoning our rivers. We have to start protecting our rivers.
But that's the next thing we need to do. If we don't think of feeding ourselves, cultivate our backyard, we're going to be perilous.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to feed
Have
ourselves,
a great morning, my brother.
Thanks for the call.
Have a great morning. Yeah, man.
804-7072. You can call me straight or you can call me on WhatsApp. Yeah, man. We have to talk about food security. And that's one of the reasons why I say, case in East Portland, we need to upgrade that to a university. Do the kind of research necessary. Start growing the kind of crops that are sustainable. We need to start plant more breadfruit, more ackee, more pear, more coconuts on the island. Michael Manley, one of his saying was to put idle lands into idle hands. We need to get back there. And that's why I'm upset about the $11.4 billion that this government has squandered. Wonderful opportunity to invest in agriculture, to invest in culture and the creative industry. But they take $11.4 billion as a vote-buying venture to sweeten up the taste. And that's why I believe that election coming, you know. Yeah, man. Tommins, call me upon 804-7072. That's the number where you have to call me upon. All right, hold on. Let me try connect you. Let me try connect you. Hold the line, let me connect you. Hold on for me. Let me connect you. The number is 804-7072. When you're calling me, that's the number you need to call me upon. But let me connect you. Let me connect you over here. So hold on, how you do this again? All right. Let me connect my brethren over here, so he want to talk to me. All right. Join up that. Mute that. Yeah, man, morning. Wagwan. Yeah. Hold on there, because I'm not getting you. Hold on. Not getting you through the system. Talk to me. No, let me call you back, because I'm not getting you through the system. Let me ring you back. Not getting him through the system. When you're calling me, you have to call me upon 804-7072. Let me see if I can get him through the system so you can hear him. Yeah, man. You see, my people, let me tell you something. When some things happen, they happen for a reason. And these things happen and we don't take no teachings from them. We just move on like everything is the same. And so it work out, you know. If we do that, we are going to have problem all the time. Problem we are going to have all the time. We have to start realizing when some things happen to know that, oh Lord, I'm trying to get you. Tommins, try me upon 8047072. I'm trying to figure it out to get you through the system. It's not coming through the system. And if we're not getting you through the system, the listeners not going to hear you. But when some things happen, it is time to learn from these things. And if we're not learning from them, we're going to make the same mistake over and over again. So we have to understand that life not just set up where you just live every day. You have to learn from your mistakes and learn from other people's mistakes. So when a thing like COVID-19 come and we not learn nothing from it, what we are going to do? What we are going to do if we not going to learn from these things? We have to learn from them. And that is how we make the changes where we need to make. You hear? That is how we make the changes where we need to make in life. And that is how we put things in place to guard against these things happening. Yeah. Still I try see if I can hook up my brethren. Yeah. So when we see an incident like COVID-19 coming and we don't do nothing for plan for the next pandemic or epidemic, it shows say we leadership weak. Because right now, if a COVID-19 should pop up again or something to that effect, we wouldn't be better. We wouldn't be better at all. Would I in the same position? Same position would I end up in like what we end up in the other day. And that will show you, say, our leaders did not learn anything. Hold the line for me from COVID-19. I said to the man them in April, yeah, April of 2020, that now that we have COVID-19, the government should invest $1.4 billion in agriculture. And you can go look on my Facebook page. And if you look on my Facebook page, you know, we see when we make the post. Because I saw that this will be a problem in the future. Tommins, talk to me.
Yeah, what I was trying to say, you know, in the 70s, right? The acronym we used was ROOTS.
Was what?
Rely on yourself. Roots.
Roots, yeah.
Will rely on yourself to survive.
Yeah.
And that eat what they do and grow what they eat. That was the acronym.
Yeah.
It was roots.
Mm-hmm.
Which means rely on yourself to survive.
Of course. Self-reliance.
Yes. Yes, self-reliance, you know. So in that period, we usually have the AMC. So we need to get back to that process.
Mm-hmm.
We have the AFC at the mother farm, like, you know.
Yeah, and the government take the produce, so you're sure that your produce going to sell when you're going at the farm and put in the work.
Definitely. So that is my two input for the morning.
All right, my brother. Respect.
All right.
Yeah, man. 8047072. That's the number to call. 10 minutes going up to 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, we get out of here. On Tuesday night, we're going to have Ralston Iman for a full period that we can dig deep in the issues. 804-7072. Welcome.
Yes, hello. Good morning, Colin.
Morning. Welcome to the show.
Yes, yeah, thanks for taking the call. Yeah, so I was listening and I was listening. I think I caught the Ralston Hyman thing, part of it in the middle of it. So yes, indeed, we are in a recession. The quarter close out on the quarter is going to close out on the 27th of this month.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's when I look it up. So then that should reflect the numbers,
right?
That we're actually 2 consecutive quarters, but in negative GDP. But don't be surprised if somebody in this government come out and try to move the needle and say 2 consecutive quarters are not what you call a recession. So don't be surprised.
The needle can't move. That's the standard.
I know that's the standard, but they're gonna try. You know their PR stunts.
They're going to spin it.
Yeah, they're gonna try to spin it.
Well,
you already have Dennis Chung talking about January and things like that.
Talking about the end of January.
The end of January, yeah.
but these guys, they do they care about their reputation? Because when you come out and say that, now your own reputation is damaged, man.
Well, their efforts is really trying to protect their reputation, but in the event of doing that, they actually cause more damage because they think that they're talking to cows and goats. You know what I mean? So
well, there's a saying that says, "When fool are taught, and think appear fool are listen."
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But I also want to say we have a visionary. I think we have a visionary, just like Michael Manley. I think we have one, but he's just young in the thing right now.
Yeah, man, but he's growing.
So, yeah, my prospect is Damon Crawford. You know, when that brother speak, I don't care where I'm at. I have to listen. I have to stop and listen. So,
well, I think most Jamaicans do that.
Yeah.
Most Jamaicans do that, and he's also learning, and he's also growing.
He's also growing. So I think that's where we have somebody who have foresight and vision that can take the country forward. So, yeah, I think we have young visionaries, but I know the most prominent one in my mind right now is Damon Crawford.
Well, I tell you something. Mm-hmm. Damon time will come, but trust me, Mark Jefferson Golden. A lot of people don't know him yet that well, and he's not as articulate, or he's not gravitate towards a Damian Crawford. But trust me, if you dig deep and really have the discussion with this man, you realize that he's a visionary. And I see a lot of what people talk about Michael Manley and Mark Golden. So he will be the next prime minister, and the PNP looks good because after him comes a Damian Crawford. So I see somebody message me this morning that is 2040 before the PNP win our next election. I think that person's talking about the GLP 2040 before them see a next win in a Jamaica.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not PNP or JLP per se, but I do listen to Mark Golden. What I like about him is that he has proven time and time again that he can build something. You know what I mean? He built businesses, he sold it, he built another one, it's very successful. So he had showed that he can. He showed that he has talent.
Exactly, and as he said to me, I don't know if you watched the interview I did with him.
Yes, I watched it.
He said to me that I have some skills that the country needs.
Yeah,
and therefore he's offering himself to the people of Jamaica to fix some of the things, and he has done a lot in government. Just a whole heap of people never know say him do some of the things, because as he said to me in that interview, the entire tax system that is doing well now, he was the one who designed it.
Yeah, I the Integrity Commission and all that stuff. Yeah. So I do believe that he is I rate him for his financial acumen.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
As it relates to like a visionary, he doesn't appeal to me that way. I know he's a brilliant brother, or a brilliant man, I should say, because he's many years my senior. So, but he's a brilliant man.
No man, he's a brilliant mind. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a brilliant mind and very talented mind. And I do agree with you that talent always going to overpower education. Education is only going to boost your talent.
Exactly.
But once you have talent and you couple that with education, you're going to go in and you're going to be night and day above the rest who are just educated, you know? And I think that though, and mainly what the Jamaica Labour Party is running on, or they're trying to put in place in Jamaica, is what you call trickle down economics,
And
which
that
they
never
believe
works.
in pure market economics. But there is no such thing as a pure market economy. There's always things in there that is gonna throw you for a loop. But I just think that they feel like if you take the money or the best or the bulk of the resources and you put it into the hands of the people that they think is more talented, is more educated, it's gonna trickle down, and that's not always the case
No,
because you
because
got to factor greed in there. You got to factor
that is it.
all the other stuff.
Greed. Because
Yes.
like for instance, the Bank of Jamaica has cut interest rate for now 4 times, but
Yeah.
our bankers have not passed it on to the people of the country.
And that should be that should be reflected almost instantaneously.
Now, if it go up, if they increase interest rate, you see that
They're gonna
instant
reflect
effect.
it.
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
trickle down economy don't work. You have to grow anything you're growing. You have to grow it from the root.
Yeah.
You have to grow it
And
from the
over
root.
here, and over here in the states, that's what the Republicans they believe in. And then almost if I was a betting man, I would say trickle down economics crash the economy. I would say probably about 8 to 9 years, because most Republican presidents, they overstimulate the economy with their trickle down economy, like they oversteam the economy with their trickle down method. And then you have the Democrats who come in and they always have to spend like their whole two terms trying to fix it. And then you turn over again and they just run it into. So if I was a betting man, I would say that kind of economy crashes every 8 to 9 years. Most Democratic presidents who come in always preside over a recession, if not a deep recession.
Well, it's the same thing what happened to the PNP again in 20
Same thing will happen. Yeah.
in 2012 when the PNP came in power. The GLP just wrecked the economy, and the economy wasn't going anywhere, so they had to spend 4 years to fix it. And right now, as you say, they normally wreck the economy in about 8 years. They have now
Yes.
wrecked the economy again and are going to put the PNP in a position to fix the Jamaican economy again.
Yeah.
But I am seeing a little bit different this time with a Mark Golden, somebody who knows how to run business, to run a successful business. And that the fact that he was a part of that team that brought back Jamaica between 2012 and 2016, I see the PNP having a better chance of being more than a one-term government coming out of the next election. And once we get that second term, because I don't see Mark Golden doing more than 2 terms, or maybe a term and a half. And then we have a Damian Crawford. Labor right? Dog Niamuno supper. I tell you.
All right. Thanks for taking the call. I'm gonna leave it there.
All right, my brother. Enough respect. Thanks for calling. Yeah, man. It's not joke. I see a labor right about 2040. It's 2040 before you get a look in. If you don't go and win it, you might not win it. Because the last time you go on, so you get 18 straight. I think you go and get 28 this time. Because people are reading more now. And I tell you about the analog politician living in this digital age. And the age is getting more digital. So all I want to do now, people now have to go read much for see it. By the click of a button, people go and say all I want to destroy this country. And those people who no can fool now will not be around then. And the people around then are going to be harder to fool. So with all of the trick, want to trick Jamaica people, after want to bulldoze people house, want to bulldoze poor people house, we have build house pan government land. I feed them land, them a build the house pan. And the Prime Minister sit down in the Parliament and say tomorrow, We are going to bulldoze them. And went and bulldozed the people house. But time come. Time come for growth. Time come for production. We need to produce our way out of the debt that we are in. Time come for a leader with integrity. Time come for a team to run Jamaica, not a one-man band. Time come. So now ask, time come for what? Here's some of what time come for. Time come to invest in the culture and the creative industry. Time come to invest in agriculture. Time come to export more than we are importing in this country. Time come. Thanks to Ralston Iman for sharing a few minutes with us this morning. Thanks to all the callers who called in. Thanks to the people in the chat room, including the Labour Right Troll. Basil, you have more sense than where I try to defend. Stop your foolishness. Respect and thanks to all the callers. Thanks to all who watched and all who subscribed to the channel. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. We need your help. Subscribe to the channel. Like up the videos. Watch the videos. Share the videos. Portland Spice TV. We are on every Saturday morning and a Tuesday. And we're getting some calls from some station that they want to be a part of the program. We're getting calls from some internet radio station. They want us on it. And we are going to be spreading the whole thing. So hear me, my people. Those people who have been with me over the years, I appreciate the item. Thank the item. Season's greetings, and I want to take time out to say happy birthday to my mother. Happy birthday. Well, one of my daughter's birthday was the 16th of December. One was yesterday. And my mother's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to Mrs. Mary Arthurs McLaughlin. My mother, who grew me, who mothered and fathered me. Them say your mother can't be your father, but my mother was my everything, and she's still my best friend. Yeah, man. And if you realize we're not in the studio because our birthday tomorrow and we give her a very special time. So we're out and about with her a few time. So may take a couple hours out of our time to be with you this morning. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep the item. Make his face shine upon the item and be gracious unto the item. The Lord Jesus Christ lift up his light and give you his peace, now and forevermore. And if you're a leader, nobody now fight against you. You're not a leader. So to all of the people who fight against me, big up on the damn ugly self.